helicopter pilot in Sky 2 and Sky 9, Mike Case, was talking about its fuel consumption. And anyone who's ever flown a long-haul 747 flight knows that, yeah, it can fly for a real long time, but just at these low speeds, Sevilla, in this more dense atmosphere at the lower altitude, it's going through a lot of fuel, and it's been up, like I say, for 4.5 hours now. But obviously, yes, they figured all of that out beforehand.
Yeah, and it's also carrying 170,000 pounds above that 747. Yeah, I found that interesting because I remember when it flew out of Kennedy Space Center and it flew to Houston.
Yeah.
That was a fairly short flight. I mean, it's much shorter, it seemed, time than what we've seen this morning.
Yeah. Gear down. So this is it. The final seconds as the last space shuttle from America's manned space shuttle program gets ready to come in for a final landing.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
East to west, over Inglewood, Westchester, just like a commercial airliner coming in on the south side of the airport.
As an astronaut, as a pilot, Joshua, what do you think they're thinking about in there as
it's got to be an emotional time for those two pilots.
Okay, people see it now.
And you hear Michelle talking about it because it is coming in. She's going to get that view. It's 2511, 25 right on the south side there. The Proud Bird, which is right at the end of the runway in aviation.
That's a dress time. They've got to do it.
Oh, yeah.
You've got to be focused.
Okay.
So they're super focused. But again, I mean, yeah, it must be emotional. They know that this is the last time that they'll do something.
Okay. They're trying to fool me.
A week-long adventure across the
Is the
country.
landing, is the gear down? I think the gear's down.
The landing?
History, seconds, maybe seconds away from being made.
405 freeway, cars stopped. Can't tell if that's to watch or
We're never going to see it land.
Here we go.
Yeah, it's down. Down.
What a beautiful, beautiful landing.
Touchdown Endeavour. Endeavour lands at Los Angeles International Airport. First time that any space shuttle has ever landed at the airport. Last time that any space shuttle will ever land anywhere.
We always say how lucky we are to live in Southern California, and today we have more of a reason to say that. Today is the day. Mark your calendars, everyone. September 21st, 2012, as we got to welcome home the Space Shuttle Endeavour, our newest resident.
25 missions in outer space, 1 mission over Southern California. The missions in outer space lasted 296 days. The mission flying the victory lap over California, 4 hours and 34 minutes. American flag.
The American flag right on the
The
top.
American flag. That's exactly what they did when it landed in Houston, and they're doing that again. They had, in fact, they had the Lone Star State flag
out there.
when they landed in Houston.
They tacked it down all the way to the end of the
And
runway.
they did this yesterday when it landed at Edwards Air Force Base. Yeah, this is a proud season for sure. And again, that instills that sense of pride.
And because of the weight, it goes very slow when it taxis.
Look at the nose of Endeavour. It's got the heat streak marks of millions of miles in space, and also some atmospheric dust from right here in this trip to Kennedy Space Center.
You hear the music in the background?
Fanfare for a common man.
screen on front? It looks like there's a screen on the right on the front windshield of the shuttle. Or that?
They actually, quote, opened the windows to equalize the pressure inside the shuttle, and so I don't know exactly what they've done, but perhaps it doesn't have its glass. The California Science Center paying $28 million to get the shuttle shipped out here safely and left it up to NASA as to how to do it, but I see exactly what you're talking about, John. There are the thruster control rocket nozzles in the front there that once in outer space sort of maneuver the shuttle around, or used to. These are hinges in black along the sides of the shuttle for the cargo bay doors. Windows they are not.
You know, another question that had come up was when they're ferrying it from the airport to the California Science Center, you can't take the wings off of the shuttle, can you?
Hence those trees getting cut down, right? Yeah. It's about a 12-mile journey. It's going to take more than a day.
What a beautiful shot. I mean, as you look at Endeavour, it's not polished, right? You could see some of the wear and tear, but again, with 25 missions and circling the Earth more than, 4,700 times, you would expect to have a little wear and tear on you, but it's still majestic nonetheless.
And correct me if I'm wrong, there's an Apollo or a Gemini capsule at the California Science Center. I don't know which one it is. From one of those, but it's got that same kind of look of wear and tear, and you can see the scorch marks on it.
Coming back from 17,000 miles an hour down to 0. I think that'll do that. You know, it's so funny. We were looking at something on September 21st, 2012, and it just looks so much like the day that the very first shuttle was mated to the back of the 747 to be flown back to the Kennedy Space Center in Florida from Edwards Air Force Base. It's all so similar. It's all so reminiscent. It's really something.
Look at that shot.
And a job well done by these guys.
Truly, right? All hands.
We want to go now to Dave Lopez, who is experiencing this at this very moment. A day in history, one that we will never forget. Talk about it, Dave.